Hey guys, it's Joshy here, and I am back with another Ultra Sun Ultra Moon Wi-Fi battle. Now, I honestly can't remember if this was done on Twitch or through Discord. I have a feeling on my Twitch, but either way, it was a really cool battle where my baby got to do some work, and yes, that is my bulky Electrode finally got to do some work. Not that they haven't before, but it's just a moment of like, yes. So this was against Nacho. Now, if you do want to battle me, do check out either my link down below. There is both Discord and Twitch. Discord, if you're on there, I will notify you about anything. If you are on Twitch and you do follow me, you will get a notification if you have that turned on. So anyway, he led off with Smeagol and I led off with my Electro. Now, he went for the parting shot. Wouldn't have actually mattered if he hit that, but I ended up going for a swap here and into my Electrode. I went for a sub here, so now I'm safe behind there, and he can't do anything. So he's going to swap out into his CAC now, expecting possibly electric move or something to come in, but I'm actually going to go for the Toxic. So, as is my bulky Electrode, so I am max HP, max special defense. I have Toxic, Rest, sub, and then I actually have Eerie Impulse, as you can see here. And this is a really cool Pokemon to pull out with it, because people don't expect this, and the thing is, if they're a special attacker, Eerie Impulse is actually very detrimental to them. So he goes for a Rototiller, which is actually a really cool move. I just don't see enough of it, really. I want to see more. It raises his attack and special attack. It's a really cool one actually to use in double battles as well, but unfortunately for him, I've already dropped his special attack 2 times. He can't do too much. Now, he thought, oh well, let's bring in another one. So he brings in Persian here, and I just went for another Eerie Impulse. Honestly, at this stage, I was like, well, the lower I drop him, the less damage he can do, the longer it's going to take for me to end up needing to rest. Now, I do carry the Chesto Berry. I possibly could end up swapping that for a Leftovers, but I like the Resto Chesto combination on this one, especially if I can be behind a sub when I use it. So now I get a Toxic off onto this Persian, so I'm like, sweet, let's go. And he actually goes for the Foul Play. Now, against a lot of Pokemon, this could be alright, but I am Electrode, so I have generally bad defense and attack, and because I was trying to run a defensive set, I've got, I can't think of the nature, whatever one I have lowers my attack and raises one of my 2 defenses. So it's not going to do too much anyway. So it brings in this Masquerain here. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure what he's going to do with this. I'm going for the Eerie Impulse, but I've seen Masquerain sets be physical and special, and I'm thinking, knowing Nacho, that whatever this is, it's going to be an enjoyable set. I'm definitely already enjoying his team. So I go for the Toxic. I'm like, at least if I poison this thing, you know, it can be worn down. We can go and see what happens. So it's going to take its poison damage, and then it actually pulls out the Fell Stinger. So I'm like, okay, well, he's obviously physical, and that's probably going to take out my substitute, especially with the fact it got hit by a Foul Play earlier. So he loses some HP from a Life Orb as well. I'm like, okay, well, this thing obviously can't stick around forever. Hopefully I can stall him a little bit. So I'm going to go for the sub again, hoping that if he goes for the Fell Stinger again, it won't quite be enough for the sub, but I have a feeling it may be. So anyway, the U-turn's definitely going to be enough, especially with Life Orbed, but he's going to go out there and avoid the Toxic damage. So I've got 3 of his poison at the moment, and then he brings in his Smeagol. I'm like, okay, well, let's have a look. What else is going to happen here? So he actually goes for the Encore, and I was like, oh, this kind of sucks, right? Because I can't do too much. Now, I was already going for Substitute, so now I'm in a tough position, but as long as it wears off before any problems, you know, he's going to swap out here. I don't think he can do anything behind, but then we've got this Heat Maul coming in, so I'm going to have to go for another sub, and then I'm already in a Substitute. Now I'm going to have to go for another sub. Lucky I outspeed. He goes for a Hone Claws. I'm like, okay, sweet. The big thing here is I'm behind a sub, so unless he has a sound-based move, he can't get through a sub. But I have soundproof, so that doesn't matter. So I thought, perfect opportunity. I can go for the Toxic. Now, this thing can carry Sucker Punch, but the thing is, I don't have any attacking moves, so I am safe. So this Electrode is putting in work. So now I have poisoned 4 of his 6 Pokemon. He goes for the Fire Blast. It will be enough to take out the sub there, but I was happy with that because I'm like, okay, well, I can Resto Chesto, gauge the damage he does, and then I can Eerie Impulse him and, you know, drop him down. So I thought I could go for the Eerie Impulse, but it's not worth the risk. That could cause a lot of damage. So at least, you know, sleep, heal, go from there. So, yeah, as I said, I'm back to full health, and now I can start my Tyrant tirade? Anyway, I can start causing salty moments. So that does just around half, and I get freaking burnt. So I'm like, okay, well, the main thing is I can sleep that off. In the right opportunity anyway, but I've got to watch out because if something comes in that can cause problems with me resting, you know, who knows. So anyway, he brings back in his Smeagol here, and I was like, damn it, because I ended up going for the Eerie Impulse. I didn't expect him to swap. I wasn't sure what he would do. Now, this Electrode normally could outspeed if his Smeagol isn't scarfed, but as I said, I'm not running any speed investment, but it is still really cool to run for the simple fact of the fact my speed is naturally high. It makes it really interesting because I outspeed most things. So anyway, I swap into my Swoobat expecting an Encore, and I was correct here. So he brings back out his Heat Maul. I just went for the knockoff. I thought whoever comes in can, you know, I'll knock off whatever it is. And I'll knock off his Figgy Berry. So I'm going to put money on Gluttony there, which actually is a really cool ability. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go for the Amnesia, hoping to get hit with something special here, like a Fire Blast. I should be able to leave him. If I can tough him down to low enough, then I actually have a Lychee Berry, so I'm going to get a double boost in my attack because I am a physical Swoobat. So anyway, he goes for the Sucker Punch after I decide to go for attack. Good call there by him. It does carry the Sucker Punch, so I'm going to go down. So I'm like, alright, well, you know what? Let's bring in Electrode again. So I'm like, this thing's going to go down anyway, but do I want to live? What wants to happen? So I decided to go for the Eerie Impulse here. I thought I can definitely live no matter what happens here now after an Eerie Impulse, but I thought, you know, it was a toss-up between that and rest. So either way could have worked. I probably should have gone for the rest in hindsight there. I think it might have worked out a little bit better because he could have brought in and encored me, but by the time the encore's off, I'm awake. So it brings in the Masquerain, and I was like, you know what? I've taken out only one so far, but this guy, this Electrode, is causing damage. So I really need to pay attention to that. So I thought, oh well, I'll bring in my Weezing. And this is my Weezing set I've been obsessed with lately because I'm just loving it. He goes for an Aqua Jet. Does alright damage, you know. I'm a Weezing, he's a Masquerain, so he's going to take his poison damage, and I thought, oh well, let's see if I can get a little luck here. So he's ended up going to go for a U-turn, and he swaps out here, obviously with the U-turn. He's down to half HP, doesn't want to see what's coming in, probably expecting a flamethrower or something. He swaps into his Kecleon, and this is where there was a bit of a problem, because I just went for the Zap Cannon, so that's fine, you know, got a hit, did whatever. But he's paralyzed, so now I can't bloody poison him. So anyway, he's actually going to pop a Moringa Berry, so he gets a special defense boost, which is really, really cool. But he actually goes for, I go for the Flamethrower. I thought, let's change him to Fire, I can work with Fire. And then he goes for Skill Swap. I'm like, alright, okay. This thing's very specially defensive, so I'm not sure what he's going to be carrying. But now he's also Levitate, and I'm Color Change. So I'm like, okay, there's something here he wants, or he's planning. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So I thought, you know what, I don't want to stick in. So I'm going to swap out. I thought I'd bring in Pyroar. The only problem with this is he is a female. So I have a 20% drop in my attack power, which is a real shame because that does so minimal after the Moringa Berry, and it's a Kecleon, they have good special defense. So anyway, he's going to go for the Recover. I'm like, no, he covers the Recover. Now the color change with Shadow Ball is a really cool idea, I like that. But unfortunately, I'm just not doing enough damage at the moment. So I'm like, okay, well, he's paralyzed. I'm not going to go anywhere. I want to show that I'm here to stick around and hopefully get him to go, well, I can't touch this thing because I can't use Shadow Ball. Eventually, I can stall out his Recovers with Pyroar, and I need him to swap because if Pyroar goes down, I pretty much have no one who can deal with this Kecleon left on my team. So thanks to the fact he's paralyzed and not poisoned. So anyway, I go for Hyper Voice, and he swapped into the Cacnea, so now I get 1.25 attack damage because he's a male, and he goes down. So anyway, he's going to swap it in the Masquerain, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not sure what he's going to go for here. You know, we'll see what happens. So anyway, he goes for the Aqua Jet. I thought probably, and that way he at least gets damage. He does a quarter. I thought he might have done a little bit more, but that's a little bit of a shame. But, you know, I'm going to take him down. So Masquerade's going to go down. So Pyroar's, you know, just finishing off what Electrode really started. So now it brings in Persian. Here's where I made, well, realistically, I made a mistake I didn't want to make, because I'll explain a little later, but I blew the Z move now, and I could have really saved it. So anyway, this is just Gracium Z coming off Solar Beam, so I really like it because if you're facing a water type who comes in against you, or a rock and that, to wall you, then you at least, you know, can cause a fair bit of damage, and that way you don't have to be too scared, you can actually get rid of them. So that way the Persian's going to go down to that, you know, like, I mean, Electrode really opened the gate for a lot of this to happen. So now it brings in Smeargle, and I thought, you know what, let's go for it. Now, some of you might have seen this in another video because this was clipped and this was funny as hell. So I just went for the Snatch, waiting for him to make a move. Then he uses Heal Wish, and I snatch Heal Wish, and I'm like, what the hell? Now, this is where I really made a little bit of a mistake. I clicked on Beedrill, and I don't know why. This was the perfect opportunity to bring my bloody Electrode back in. So anyway, now it brings out Kecleon, and I was like, okay, well, I know this thing's set. So I went for the Toxic. Unfortunately, I couldn't poison him, so I was like, okay, well, Beedrill come back, and I'll send out Electrode here. I thought, you know, and I could hopefully heal if he goes for the color change. He's actually paralyzed, but I wasn't sure, didn't really think, but I went down to the burn, so that was a bit shameful. I wasted that Healing Wish, but you get that. So I thought, oh, well, bring in Weezing, and now the reason Weezing is in is to get him into going for a skill swap, because if I can get him to skill swap with Beedrill, then he hasn't got Levitate, I can deal with him. So, as I said, with the skill swap, he's going to swap my Sniper out. Now, Sniper's actually just there to be a little bit of a support, nothing more. So, he swaps with me. I was like, look, I haven't changed colour yet, technically. My type is still Bug and Poison, and I am actually max HP, max Special Defense. I'm a bit of a bulky Beedrill, and he's a really cool set. And this is why I wanted the bloody Z move left, is because I'm actually a Z Confied Beedrill, because a Z Confied not only lowers their special attack, but it actually raises your special defense. So if you can get him down to against a special attacker or two left, you can actually Z Confide. I also have Toxic, Roost, and then Electro Web, just to make sure they're slower, so if I want to roost off some damage coming in, I can make sure I outspeed after a bit. So now I bring in Horse Surprise, who is literally the only Pokemon I can really deal with this Kecleon with. Thank God he's paralyzed, so he's going to swap out there. Doesn't matter to me. Free Earthquake on this Smeargle is going to be great in my books. So another Earthquake. Now this is why, because this is my only physical attacker, really, and the rest of them, other than Pyro, had very average special attack, or, I mean, Weezing did okay, but not enough. And so, yeah, I only have one attacking move. And I'm not even any boosts, I'm all just defensive. So anyway, I go for another Earthquake. I was like, at this range, it should be enough. I'm like, yeah, maybe not, maybe so. But it is. Even if not, I was going to take him out eventually with this thing. He wasn't getting through this Horse Surprise. So anyway, I defeated Nacho there. What was that? 3-0, but it was a really cool battle. Now, it was a bit one-sided, and it was more to start with really coming from the Electrode. And that thing just caused all sorts of problems. Even things that didn't necessarily look like problems just put someone out of state, because you get thrown into the Windworks of like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god, this bulky Electrode's throwing me out. I need to counter it. What am I doing? And it gets your thought process working differently, and it can really put an opponent into a different headspace with it. But I really loved him working out. So guys, if you did enjoy this, you need to Eerie Impulse that like button. Don't forget Discord, Twitch and Twitter is linked below. Now, another big thing is, if you haven't seen it, recently, last Saturday, I had a theme team go up for a Gen 2 giveaway. These are Gen 2 Pokemon that are shiny, have been hatched with egg moves they can't get anymore, or have been given TM moves they can't get anymore, which makes them really rare. Plus, the winners will probably get some bottle caps and that, or at least the first few. So if you would like to be part of that, just go to my channel. It is on there at the moment in some of the more recent uploads, so it's not too hard to find. And yeah, because I really like people getting involved, and if you are planning on getting involved, winners are picked by commenting what you want, and if you get the highest likes, then you win, and if not, we'll go from there down. But anyway guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.